kalmashapaham Sravanamangalam Srimadatam Bhuvi Grinanti E Bhurida Janaha. Now last time, in our 9th April, when we had the discussion, the topic was God alone is real, all else is illusory. Now today's topic is the same. Sri Ramakrishna is telling God is both inside and outside. Now this is a very interesting, the same person, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, and we find these two statements on the same page, 521 page of the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. And here we find that when he is talking with other Hajra and other devotees, almost the same time he is mentioning these two statements. One, the God alone is real and all else is illusory. And second, he is telling God is both inside and outside. So once he is telling that God alone is real, again he is telling God is inside and God is also outside. How that is possible? We will go through some of the process of knowledge, how we get the knowledge. So this is a question, this is a special Hinduism, that we have to understand these two viewpoints. The viewpoints are there. One is negation, 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 not this, not this, not this. Then reach to the self, the truth, the knowledge. And another is everything is these, iti, iti, iti. In Sanskrit, this, everything is God. And another just opposite, neti, 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 not this, not this, not this. Sri Ramakrishna is accepting both the processes. Now we will read that very interesting way he is mentioning. This is called the process of knowledge. One who is trying to understand an object. So, drashta, the cognizer, one who is trying to understand the cognizer, what he is doing, he is looking at an object. So we have to pay little attention when we are, we just see and we see something, we understand something. So like this it goes. Sometimes we hear a word and we understand something. And we say we know all this. But what is the process, how it goes? This is very important in the spiritual life. And otherwise what happens is most of the time we hypnotize ourselves. We start thinking that we are hearing, we are seeing, and this way most of the people, they become hypocrite in the life of spirituality. So one must be very, very careful. Excuse me. The first is someone who is observing. And the famous book is there, Drik, Drishya and Viveka. The small book, Drik, Drishya and Viveka. Drik means the person who is observing, someone is observing. Drishya, the object that we are seeing. And in between the two, there is a process that is going on that is called knowledge. Now, very easily we can understand, I am looking at the chair. I Ishatmananda looking at that chair. Chair is the object, I the subject, and the process of seeing it. The process is the knowledge, how we see through the eyes. Now, suppose there is some wrong in my eyes. I won't be able to see that properly. Can I see that chair correctly? Now, yesterday I was flying back from Providence, and it was a fully packed the craft. There was not a single seat, but a gentleman, he was sitting and he was trying to keep his side seat for his friend. So he told that the lady, my friend will come with a brown shirt, collar shirt. And the lady was standing before that seat. Usually in this country it is very difficult, but even then she was trying to help the air hostess, and she was standing before the seat. Whoever is coming, please go like that. Then that person came. He was just in front of me, so I could hear. This gentleman said, "This is my friend." And she looked at the dress and said, "This is not brown." So you must understand what is brown and what is not. But anyway, please come and sit. So see, this person looking at the color of that shirt that the man is wearing, brown. But the lady, of course the ladies, they understand the color very correctly than the male. I don't know why. I also make a lot of mistakes. So this, she immediately said, "This is not brown." Two persons looking at the same color, seeing two different things. And they are seeing through their own eyes. And sometimes when I see personally something from distance, I think, oh, this is this. When I go closer, look to that, I see something else. Myself, the same person. So this proves that the sense of organs may treat us in a different way. It may not be correct. So how can I accept this thing? So this is the first way of knowledge. So pratyaksha, we say the pratyaksha. The pratyaksha means the direct. I saw that person myself, but there may be mistake. I heard that word myself, there may be mistake. I tested myself, there may be mistake. So how to believe then? When the Guru says that there is God and God is like this, and we'll come to that conclusion, the great souls, when they are realizing, they are telling this is this, the soul is this, the Atman is this is the goal. And whole human mind should go to that. That is the spiritual way to elevate. The discussion that I had in the Boston, that was between the Sri Ramachandra and his Guru, Vasishtha, the great teacher. And there, in that dialogue, so Sri Ramachandra, just like the Buddha afterwards, the Buddha, that he was confused. All these things are changing every moment, Sri Ramachandra said to his Guru. Then why you are asking me to become a king? What I am going to do with this kingdom? Everything is changing. And someday I will also change and I will also die. If this idea is inspired, then the whole society will break down. They never do that. So they say that what is the truth? What you see that is passing away, who sees? Look at that, and then we will understand, as Sri Ramakrishna said, God is both inside and outside. So this is called Triputi Veda. One is cognizer and cognition and object of cognized. The process of knowledge and the knower and the object that we know. These are the three. The moment we can pierce these, the moment we can understand these three things clearly, we realize God. And we are going on, years together, years after years, we are going on, searching for this truth. Sometimes when I was traveling from the Michigan to Chicago, I saw a big board. God is watching you. And not only God, police is also watching who are driving. So God is watching you. But if the people ask, where is God? The person who has written, he has written just like that. But with a faith. Why faith? So Shabda. The someone in the scripture said like that. So how we get this knowledge? Let us come to this. This is called Triputi Veda. Triputi means three objects pierced together. Then it comes the knowledge. So here when we see that knowledge, then what we see, that is the wonderful experience. Two different type of experiences come. So that is called, after the realization, this is the differences come. And what is this apparently outside? According to the Advaita Vedanta, these are nothing but the Maya, the illusion. The first day, as he was telling, Sri Ramakrishna was telling, God alone is true. All else are all illusory. So that is the first statement. When I first see, I go and see the chair, and after some years we have to change the chair again. I see the person, after some years, he is no more, somebody else has come. So like these all changes are going on and on and on. So this world is completely illusory, it is changing. So I won't get the true happiness in this world because I was going and picking up my grandchild, the small little baby I was picking up, so I could keep the baby on my lap, so I could get the joy. Slowly the baby becomes big. I even can't think of lifting his hand, maybe. He's so strong. So what will happen? So I start crying. Oh, I used to lift this baby, now he has grown up. So why he has grown up? I wanted a little like that. Can you think like that? No, things are changing. And we are adjusting our mind with the changes. And what happens? We don't get the actual happiness. So we adjust our happiness. That was my little grandson. Now this, the very bright young man, successful in the society, he is my grandson. That way I change, I adjust my mind, and along with that, the joy. But the joy that I used to have, keeping the baby on my lap, can I have the same joy with the person, the same person, of course, grown up and successful? I don't think. That will be different joy. That means joy, the happiness, they are also changing. We have to keep in mind what is changing, everything. And if all these are changing, then where I am going to get the original, the real one who is not changing at all? In Sanskrit they say Shakshi, observing. And never changes, never do anything. So that comes, the knowledge therefore becomes two different levels. So what is that? One called empirical situation. This is a worldly situation. There also we are having some knowledge. Without knowledge we cannot survive. Must be having some knowledge. A man, nowadays, the longevity of the life, the people they are living, because of the going on developing wonderful medicines, the methods. And by that way the longevity is people are enjoying the life for a long time, which was in a few years before it was impossible. 40 years means is old, 50 means gone, like that they used to think. Here, empirical situation, that knowledge is there. The different type of differences appear, and this is all relative experience. Whatever we see now, experience now, read now, try to understand now, all relative experience. But we cannot deny it because we are in this situation. So when we are in this situation, Shall we think, oh, everything is changeful, I am also changing, I won't get the knowledge of the truth, I will never know who truly I am. So what is this life for? Let me go and commit suicide. That is crazy. What I should do? I should utilize this situation. How to utilize this situation? Slowly I get knowledge in another level, transcendental level. How we will know about the transcendental level? So knowledge comes from 4 different things. First is direct, pratyaksha. Then inference. I can understand things like this. I see all the people from China are almost same features. So I come to know. I have never visited China. I have read, I have seen the picture, I have seen the people over here. So I get an idea about China, not direct, but through inference. That is also correct. And most of our knowledge is inference knowledge. We think in this way. It may be wrong sometimes. Whenever some people, yesterday I had a talk with one gentleman. He could never believe the monks, though he was having a friend of his was a monk, but still. So he talked with me, apparently happy, but afterwards commented that, oh, monks are like this. They say all the time very sweet words, but actually they are not. So inference, somehow the knowledge has come to him in that way. He's thinking in that way. Maybe he met some people and then the knowledge has come there. But through inference also we can go to the original. How we see the life of Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna. We see the life of Lord Jesus. We see the life of the Buddha. And we infer. So these people were also born in such and such time and the situation in that family, and they also live just ordinary life, and then they have reached to that height. The people are worshipping them. Not 1 or 2, millions of people are worshipping. And great minds also, they are reading their books and bowing down to them. Must be something special. Inference. So pratyaksha, anuman, upaman. Upaman's this comparing. When you compare, so there's a beautiful story in the Upanishad. One bird is going on the hopping from this branch to that branch and then eating the fruits, and then suddenly it looks up and then saw another bird with the same plumage, the same type, quietly sitting and observing. There is no disturbance. Bird is sometimes eating a sweet fruit, sometimes bitter one, a different type of experiences, sometimes happiness, sometimes misery. But the other one was quietly observing. Hey, how it is possible? You can also realize this through the life's experiences. Then if you give up that, then you come to this. So that is called Upanishadic, the teaching. Through experience we grow. Swami Vivekananda said in one place, I bless all my failures. Because of them, today I am here. All the failures, the follies that we made now helped us to understand this is the truth. So how many ways we are realizing? 4. Direct perception. This moment we are not talking about that because that will be the last one. Then inference. Seeing that this is like this, so it must be like this. And this person was also like me, then slowly he practiced this discipline and he reached over here. What is the discipline in spiritual life? There is understanding the thing, then trying to control the mind and the emotions, and meditating, chanting the name of God, reading books, working, trying to not to be involved in all this work, and slowly he becomes the great soul. So that is it. So I will also inference. Then comparing. Look at these people, they are so good, so happy. So through the compare also. And Shabda. What is that Shabda? Those who have realized when they say that we can believe. Everything that we do on the basis of the Shabda. Now you are going to be an electrician. You are reading about the electricity. Those people who realized about the electricity, they wrote their experiences, noted them down, and then it has come as a book. Any knowledge come down and down and down, coming down to me, and then I am also enriching that knowledge. Somebody afterwards, in future, will get the benefit. So knowledge we are acquiring through 4 ways: direct perception, direct knowledge, pratyaksha, anumana, inference, upamana, comparing, and shabda through the Veda. Shabda means we call Veda, Veda. Veda means the knowledge. Knowledge of whom? Knowledge of the realized souls. So Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, he was not only a realized soul, he was a supreme self. Today one gentleman was asking me, how can I accept Sri Ramakrishna as avatar? If you don't mind, but I cannot accept him. And okay, you need not to. But go and open the book, the Bhagavad Gita, 16th chapter, and first 3 verses, 26 qualities of a human being. Read that. And if you see those qualities, then after reading, turn to yourself. See how many qualities that you are having. Look at your friends and relatives and the society. Those qualities, is anybody having that? At least 1 or 2 or 3. Look at that. And if those wonderful divine qualities we see present in a life of someone, can't we say that he is the God? Can't we say that he is Avatara, the incarnation? Can't we pay respect to him? Because he could get that and he could show that. Otherwise, simply you are, no, I cannot, that is up to you. That is up to you. But if you go according to the system and understand that you must accept that there is a person who is so great, because all the 26 divine qualities, each and every one of them are present in their life. That's why you always say, first you read the biography of Sri Ramakrishna. Then only you will be able to appreciate. Otherwise it is impossible. So this knowledge comes through Shabda. And what is that Shabda? Shabda means the words of the realized soul. Friends, when Sri Ramakrishna said these 2 statements, apparently they are contradictory, but in reality it is not. Then we go to another scripture that is called Katha Upanishad. It's a highly accepted the passages. Here we find, it says, the Rishi, it says, Manasai idam aptabhyam neha nana asti kinchana. Iha is this. What is that? This? Truth. What is the truth? Everything that we see is nothing but one in different names and form. And how to realize that? How to understand that? Through your mind. And there is no other way. No other thing. Only my mind which is having the problem, making the confusion. But at the same time, this mind will help me to realize to that. Manasai. Manasai means through your mind. Idam, this, that truth. Aptabhyam, you have to realize. What is that truth? Na iha, neha. Here, in this world, though it is millions of varieties of things are there, nana asti, no, it is not there. It is only one. If you don't understand this, if you don't realize this, if you go on seeing different things, what will happen? Then the Rishi warns us. He says, Mrittosha mrittum gacchati ya iha naniva pashyati. One who sees this thing as different, he goes from death to death. Then he'll be dying, taking birth, again dying, again taking birth. That circle will go on. So to go beyond this is the goal. But how, when the realization comes, what is that? Angushta matra purusha. They say, Madhye atmani tishtati. Two different types of statements are coming. One, there is nothing but one. Though you see the difference, it is only one. The same God in one form. How? Traditionally, they are giving the example that from the earth, from this clay, when we are making different type of things, the people, they say, oh, this is a doll, a human, another is a cat or a dog. They all see differences. But clay is there in everything. Clay is the one. We cannot differentiate the clay from that doll, from that earthen pot. Earthen pot and the clay are the same. So when you look at the individual thing that has been made out of the clay, they are all different. But when you see that it is out of clay only, that is one. Similarly, when we look at this world, the tree, the birds, these, that, human being, varieties of human being, then we think, oh, so many differences. Oh, no, it is impossible. I am going to close my doors and windows. I am not going to mix with people. So I will be all alone. From whom you were actually shunning? Where you were going? I am going to seek my God. I am going to search God within my own soul. Very good. But go. When you realize God within your soul, you find the same God outside also. I was shunning them. Then I found, oh my God, they were all gods. How? Because though different forms, different names, different features, or many externally different things are there, but actually they are all the self. Without the self, nothing is there. So accordingly it says, Angushta matra purusho, Madha atmani tishtati. Again the same category. Being, the being, B capital, it is inside as the size of a thumb. Why they say thumb? It is little. But that little is covering everything. So through this pratyaksha, anuman, upaman, shabda, we come to know about this knowledge that this is within our soul, within our heart, within me. I have to realize that, and that is Advaita. I find that one within me, then I open my eyes and see the same thing everywhere outside. Shankaracharya, after the realization, what experience that comes, he is noting down that experience after that realization. Sat idam parama advaitam. Sat, this is the supreme one. Sat is asati. Sat means eternal. It never changes. Idam, this. Parama, highest. Advaitam, one. Only one and not two. Parama, Advaitam. Parama means the highest. Above that, no question. You cannot ask any question because that thing is there. So that highest position, what? Only one, not two. Paramam Advaitam. Swasmad anyasya vastuna abhavad. When you realize that one within yourself, you find there is no two, only one. When some people they come to me, they like to learn the meditation, I tell them in the beginning, see the light. Angushta matra purusha. The small that. Instead of seeing that being there, see that as a light. Why light? But light is the knowledge, symbol of knowledge. Light is a symbol of knowledge. And slowly you see the light and nothing else. And it goes on covering the whole universe. And you are also in that merging into that. And wonderful joy comes when you can't do it. even for a second or two, that is sufficient. And slowly withdraw the mind, then come within yourself, because body consciousness is so much, we cannot remain into that high stage for a long time. One should not try. But just to get the experience of the bliss, one can try sometimes. So that is called idam swasmad anyasya vastuna abhavat. No vastu, nothing is there. Individual thing, nothing remains. Nahi anyat asti kinchit. Nahi anyat asti kinchit. Even a little thing, small thing is not there. And samyak paramartha tattabodha darshanam. That is in the Vivek Chudamani we find 226 verse. Shankaracharya, he is giving the experience, and this is the highest experience. Now the discussion actually began when the Hajra, he entered into the room. You know, the gospel means Sri Ramakrishna is moving, and the teacher who was following him, who was his disciple, he was very, very intelligent. And he could memorize each and everything. So whatever the dialogue is to take place, he used to note it down, and then afterwards, when he used to return back to his house, he used to meditate on that, then he will elaborate. So like that, this book has been written at the time of Sri Ramakrishna. Sri Ramakrishna also heard sometimes asking question. So the authenticity, no doubt. Then when this was published, Ma Sharadamani Devi, Swami Vivekananda, and all these Sri Ramakrishna's disciples and the known people, they were all alive. So obviously, they all read, and their names are there. Conversation that took place between Sri Ramakrishna and that particular person, about whom the Master Moshe has noted, he was present. He didn't object it, but rather they liked it. So authenticity, no question about this gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. And Master Moshe giving the description. Sri Ramakrishna was inside the room, in the Dakshinesha, small room, by the side of the holy Ganga, the river. And people used to come and sit over there, mostly on the floor, because there's no other furnitures. So they used to come and sit. Hajra, he entered, and he had the habit of repeating all the time, Soham, Soham. Hajra used to follow the path of knowledge. So aham, I am that, I am that. So I am that supreme being, I am that supreme being. Those who are practicing the path of knowledge, they are supposed to practice in this way, constantly thinking, I am not the body, I am not the mind, I am not that, I am thinking, I am that supreme being, all conscious being. So Hajra came, he, as his habit, he chanted Soham, Soham, I am he, I am he. And then he told the Latu, that young boy, he came to Sri Ramakrishna, and he used to serve Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, and he told to Latu used to, every day he used to go to the temple, he used to cry before Goddess Kali, he used to pray to the Goddess Kali, he used to serve his Guru also, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, and that way, then afterwards, this man came and told Latu, what does one gain by worshipping God with offerings? Where you go and you are offering flower and sometimes the fruits and praying to God, what does one gain? That is merely giving him things that are his already. All things are nothing but the God's creation. And you are offering the same thing to God, and you are thinking God will be happy. So he is talking with the young boy who has newly come to follow the path of religion. He said that wants to Naren also. The Naren, the young boy who came, he said that too. Now the Master Sri Ramakrishna is speaking. I explained to Latu who the object of devotee's worship is. The devotee is worshipping whom they are worshipping. Now that we have to understand the situation, a young man has come, a different type of ideas. Now one person, the Hazra, he has not realized the truth. Hazra was only practicing. And another, Bhagavan Sri Ramakrishna, who has realized, not only realized, he is the personality of that knowledge. The Sri Ramakrishna could read the mind of that person and can guide him accordingly. Sri Ramakrishna knew that Latu is a devotee. So he was inspiring him to go to God, to pray, to cry, just as a son should do to the mother, like that. So that emotion will help him to go towards the God. Hazra came and gave completely different advice. Doubt naturally comes in the minds of the young people. Master Sri Ramakrishna is telling, what you say is very lofty thought. Aham, soham, I am that, I am that. And at the same time, everything that you see, this is how God has created. Why you are unnecessarily wasting your time for worshipping and all that. That's also true, but lofty thought. The aim of spiritual discipline, we must notice this. The aim of spiritual discipline, of chanting God's name and glories, is to realize just that. Look at it. There are two statements we started today. One, God alone is there and nothing else. Everything is illusory. Second, God is inside and outside. Now when you go through the conversation of Sri Ramakrishna, we find he is supporting both the paths. One, knowledge, another, devotion. How? In the knowledge he says that soham, that is the loftiest idea. But that place, into that goal, one can reach through spiritual discipline like chanting the God's name and His glory. What is the discipline? Chanting the God's name and His glory. The majority of the people, they are confused. Oh no, I like to follow the path of knowledge and why I have to take the initiation. Raman Maharshi didn't take the initiation. So they will go on quoting that. If you think that you are like Raman Maharshi, no problem. And otherwise, you will be nowhere. Because you have to have. Rabindranath didn't go to school. He never attended any school, but he was such a knowledgeable person. He was a Nobel laureate on literature. Now, if we think, oh, Rabindranath didn't go to school, I will also be in the home, and someday I will also get the Nobel Prize. Try, whole life, no problem. But we have to understand, what is this? The Sri Ramakrishna, the God Himself, is giving this teaching. The spiritual knowledge can be attained through taking the name of God. What type of spiritual experience? As the loftiest ideal of the Vedantim, which they gained or realized by following the word soham. So devotees, he said, a man attains everything when he discovers his true self in himself. The object of sadhana is to realize that. That also is the purpose of assuming a human body. So this human body, most of the people, they don't understand why you have got this human body. They always think, oh, there is a cow, there is a horse, there is a goat, and I am a human. They were born as a cow, goats and all that. I am born as a human. So they also eat and I eat them. That's all. So this way we all have complete. But it is not like this. The human birth is completely different. The very first verse of the Vivek Chudamani. So see that this Vedanta is the spirituality, but that takes to the very high level. Very high level. And in that level that we have to understand first, faith on myself, faith on oneself. What is the faith? I am the human being. I can cognize. I can imagine, I can discriminate, I can choose. That is the first thing. So I am proud that I am a human being. Second, what I see all differences, where from it came from one thing. If it is the one thing, now suppose from the clay, the one pot is made like a glass and the tumbler, then as an elephant. Now, should they fight? Hey, you are an elephant, you go away from me, I am a tumbler, and I am this, I am that. Simply, that knowledge you have to understand. Then we should not say, because of those people, political, economical, social, linguistic differences may be there. But in the name of religion, no, no, no. One cannot. Why? Because religion takes us to that knowledge from where we can understand everything is made of God. How we can then differentiate? Rather, the spiritual people, religious people, they are the doors. They are going everywhere to bring peace. How? By telling people why you are fighting unnecessarily. This is the thing that is happening. That is the role of the spiritual people, religious people. If they themselves goes on in encouraging people to fight in the name of religion, they will be the first. If there is any hell, they are the first people enter over there. Why? Because they are forcing others wrongly without knowing God or anything. Here, Sri Ramakrishna. So anyone comes to me, I always insist, please read the Gospel of Sri Ramakrishna. Once you have read, okay, second time you read, third time you read, and then slowly the maturity will come. Then the understanding will come. Then at least one thing you will know, whether you realize God or not. You will be sure that this is true religion. And what is the true religion? The human birth is only meant for understanding I am God. That is the loftiest. How I will reach? Two different paths. The one path, Sri Ramakrishna is insisting here, take the name of God regularly. Just that. And that will purify your mind. And it says, one needs the clay mold as long as the gold image has not been cast. He's talking about the body. Human body is so precious. Why? Because through this body we will reach the God. And as long as we have not realized God, we have to keep this body healthy so that I can meditate. You have to get up early in the morning, you have to meditate, and you have to follow the discipline and reading the books, and then that way, one day when you realize God, don't bother about the body. Wherever it goes, it doesn't matter at all. But that time you need not to think. As because the divinity will manifest within you, people will come to you. They will come to help you, serve you. That is obvious. And that is inference again. As we were discussing, the moment a person closer to God and people start loving him, he need not to go and say, hey, I am a religious man. Automatically people will come to him and they will like him and love him. God is not only inside us, but he is both inside and outside. This is the second statement. The Divine Mother showed me in the Kali temple that everything, how we acquire knowledge? First, pratyaksha. Here, the Sri Ramakrishna is giving the narration of his direct experience. How it happened? Everything is Chaitanya-maya. Everything is nothing but the consciousness. The embodiment of spirit. That is she who has become all this. The image, myself, utensils of worship, the door sill, the marble floor, everything, indeed the Chaitanya. So that is the experience. Everything that is the consciousness. So only one, Shankaracharya, long before Sri Ramakrishna, He realized the same truth, that only one is there at the time of realization. You never find two. Then the Rishi of the Kathopanishad, much earlier than the Shankaracharya, he also realized the same truth. Neha nanasti kinchana, na iha nana, there is no difference. So same realization coming down to us, how can we deny it? Just without practicing or trying to realize, if we simply brush aside and deny it, that is unfortunate. So we find this way, the aim of prayer, of spiritual discipline, of chanting the name and the glories of God is to realize just that. Friends, we are ordinary people. You cannot constantly go on understanding what is this Vedanta. We talk about Vedanta, but the first few things we never practice. The Shama, Dhamma, Upurati, Titiksha, Saddha, Samadhana, and all this spiritual discipline. First you have to prepare your mind for that only. And then it is you can go for that higher things. In the beginning itself, if we try to understand, then what will happen? Thorough confusion. And who is going to be confused and losing the whole thing? The person who is having the doubt. So instead, from our standpoint, at least from my standpoint, what I am going to do is first, spiritual discipline. What is the spiritual discipline? Chanting the name of and the glory of God. Look at it again and again. He never misses this. Name and glory. What is the glory? The quality of God. And what is that quality? Like the Ramachandra. He was so broad-minded. Only the other day we celebrated the Rama Navami, his birthday. And this in the birthday, we celebrated Sri Ramachandra. What actually he taught us? He taught us these. All this world is illusory, but do your duty perfectly. Jivan Mukta condition. The Sri Ramachandra, through his life, he taught us, be a Jivan Mukta, free when you are leaving. Free from what? All the desires, all the bondages. That is the life of Rama. So most of the people do not understand what Rama taught us, Jivan Mukta. So do everything. As Sri Ramachandra, he performed everything. As a son, he was very obedient to his parents. As a student, very obedient to his teachers. As a brother, he was so friendly and brotherly with the brothers, with the friends, and as a husband, and as a king, as a ruler, everywhere he performed perfectly. But when the time came, he withdrew his mind without any attachment. So that Jivan Mukta condition, that is Sri Ramachandra. So when we are taking the name Jai Ram, Sri Ram, along with that, we have to understand this point also, the name and the glory. The name and the glory of the God is to realize just that. For that alone a devotee loves God. So what is that? A devotee loves God. Now a very practical level Sri Ramakrishna is coming. And we are also facing almost the same thing sometimes. Why? The new generation comes. And we know through our experiences what type of teaching they should get. What type of ideology, the way we should handle with them, to teach them to develop their spiritual life. Particularly those who are coming to become a brahmachari, a monastic, their life should be totally different. Apparently it is all same. But in reality it is completely different, completely. Because we drawing the mind from the same subjects. And now one-pointed devotion to God is not an ordinary thing. So obviously, living in the society at the same time, not being connected with the society, that is the way one should behave. So that is the training we always get. That is very difficult, very difficult. When I was very young in the Belur Ward, so after the food I was coming and I saw a group of people are going, so I was looking at them, just glancing. That was noticed. The Swami in charge, he, from the window, he noticed it. And just I was looking from that, and then when I reached that point, particular point, those who have visited Belur Math, they know our kitchen, then you have to pass through the big field, and then that was previously our mission office, where our assistant secretaries, they used to sit, and inside there was the novices' quarter. So we used to live inside the quarter. In one room, maybe 10 people. So all this. So, sometimes, when I reached to that, immediately he called me, come here. What you were looking at? I told what? I forgot. I told what I was looking. Maybe some in the temple, some architect or something, I don't know. Architectural things that you were looking. Remember, should not look at that. Only see your own feet and nothing else. When you are walking, that is brahmacharya. When you are walking, you must look at your toe and nothing else. How many of us will be able to follow that? It's so difficult. You are there. So we could say, why don't you send us to Himalaya in a place where nobody is there? No, you have to live in this society. And we used to sell the books. We used to go to the market. We used to talk to people. But at the same time, we knew somebody is watching me. And that is my own mind. I should not do anything which will disturb my mind. That training goes for 10 years. Then only they will say, okay, come. It's not so easy. Even then the differences are always there. So friend, Sri Ramakrishna was correcting some good boys from the society. It doesn't matter whether he is educated or not. It doesn't matter whether he is coming from a good background, a good family or not. It doesn't matter at all. It's the past karma. His last birth, whatever he or she has done, that is counted. And from there, when they come, very simple and guileless, he used to choose that. And he is talking about Latu Maharaj. The Latu Maharaj, completely, he was not at all educated. And moreover, nobody knew. His parents were so poor, they sent him to work in another city. They were in separate city, in Patna, from there to Calcutta. And the young small boy used to work in somebody's house. From there, Sri Ramakrishna picked him up. He kept him with him. But the problem, Hajra Mahashaya, he thought that he should give some advices. Then others were also there. They used to give some advices. Now Sri Ramakrishna is telling, they are following the path of bhakti. Please don't tell them such things as that I am he. Don't tell them. Sri Ramakrishna is telling it. And thirdly, the Master Mahashaya is observing and commenting like the mother bird brooding over her chicks. Sri Ramakrishna was alert to protect his devotees. Friends, this is also the service of God. Sometimes unknowingly we do something which brings bad names to the organization. When something we are observing, something we are doing, sometimes some devotee out of their own, thinking this is good, I should do. So they will come and ask, hey, please do this, please don't do that, like this, like that. It's really, really bad. You do not know what reaction is going to happen after this. Here, I will not name the devotee. What happened, you know? One person who was attending the discourse over here, he went down to drink a glass of water. As because we don't have the arrangement over here itself, so he went and to get a glass of water. He didn't find the water, though the fountain is there, but he was searching for the water. One devotee was there, then he arranged a glass of water was given. When he was drinking, another devotee came and told, hey, you give donation? Can you imagine how he will think? He doesn't know the devotee. He will think, oh, the Vedanta society, they take $5 only for a glass of water? How cruel these people are. And the blame will come on Sri Ramakrishna. Oh, that Ramakrishna mission, that Vedanta society, don't go. They are this type of people. Are you really helping the organization or going against the organization? And whose organization is this? Sometimes I do not know what is happening. Somebody will do something. But after a long time, someone say, I went to visit your center and you people did like that. I thought, I never saw you. No, you were not there, but your people were there. You are my people. Your people means they are connecting you with me and not me with organizations, Ramakrishna. So after reading this, I thought that I should share this specifically with our devotees so that you people also say, when the newcomers are coming, tell them something positive, good, and tell them this is actually we follow, and if you want to discuss, go to the Swamiji. He will talk to you. We do not know. We do in this way. These are the functions. Recently it happened, one gentleman came, he told, I like to see the Vedanta society, and another devotee told, oh, you don't find anything over here, better go to Lemont Hindu temple. You will find everything, and also they have a good kitchen you can get. Look at it. So this is the way it goes. But be cautious. Are you helping God or you're going against? That one should be, at least that much we should do to understand whoever comes. They're very cordial, and I am alone here, the sannyasi. And because you are here, this is our family. So anyone misbehaving means it goes against the family. We should not do that. And where from we learn it? From Gospel of Krishna. And here our master, he is so much careful that the youngsters who are coming, he is trying to protect them very much. He once saw somebody talking with Narendra. Narendra was just like a sword. No one could influence him. But even then, when the master saw, Narendra was 16, 17 years old, but even then, master ran to that person and said, go away from here. And told Narendra, you should not talk to that man. Narendra told, oh, don't bother about that. He was having a conversation. Like that also, the master was so much concerned. Whoever comes over here, know it for sure, the call has gone from him. Do you think we can influence people? No. The call goes from this. Here is a gentleman I like to introduce you, the Michael. He has come from far away place. Even he never knew, and he got this opportunity just by, isn't it? By reading about the Vedanta society. He came over here, he's staying over here, he's trying to understand our philosophy, our lifestyle. They're Americans, and mostly we are Indians. Our thoughts, our lifestyle, our food habit, our behavior are so different. But some of us, they can behave like the Americans who were born over here, but mostly they're adjusting. And at the same time trying to learn. Do you think I influenced him? I never knew him. He just came here. He wrote to me. Then where from the call reached over there to his heart? Believe it is from him. Whether he will continue or not, that is up to him. Up to him. We do not know. But what is our duty? To give him a better opportunity so that no one should go away from the door of God saying, oh, these people, they're bad people. No, we should not. Friends, I will conclude. Please don't mind. I am taking this opportunity to tell you, I remember my Guru's words. Srimad Swami Ishatmananda Ji Maharaj. The Ishatmananda Ji Maharaj told me, when I told, tell me how I should behave or how I should live in this world, tell me at least one word that I should remember that my Guru has instructed me in this way. The general everything goes because he was the president of the order. Then he said, through you, people will know Sri Ramakrishna. That is the responsibility. Your behavior, your way of talking, your lifestyle, everything should be such. The people will never say, oh, Ramakrishna, look at these Ramakrishna's people. No, they will be so charmed, happy to understand Sri Ramakrishna seeing you. That is the responsibility not only for me, for each and every one, those who are coming to the fold of the Ramakrishna mission. A very special mission. Very special mission, I am telling you. It's not only Hinduism. It's the mission is to make people God. That is the mission, the loftiest mission. And we are all in this. We have to follow. And Sri Ramakrishna is taking care. Whoever will try to help, Sri Ramakrishna will guard him, bless him. And in this very life, we can reach to that highest goal where there is only joy, joy and peace, nothing else. Thank you. Om Shanti. 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 Hari Om. Tat Sat. Sri Ramakrishna. Arpanamastu.